We all know the name Harriet Tubman, right? A true American hero. But in this explainer, we're going to look at her as something more, a brilliant mission planner and a military commander. Let's break down her operational playbook.
So let's just start with a question to get our heads in the game. What does it really take to lead a secret mission? I mean, really think about it.
Well, as we're about to see with Harriet Tubman, it takes a ton of careful planning, using secret codes, and of course, just an incredible amount of bravery. And these were her specialties.
Okay, so let's start by looking at how she became this master of secrets, long before she ever worked with an army. Now, first things first, we need to understand the Underground Railroad. Super important. It wasn't a real train with tracks. It was actually a top-secret network of brave people, safe houses, and hidden paths, all designed for one purpose: to help enslaved people escape to freedom. And Harriet was one of its best leaders. They called her a conductor. Get this, she personally led 13 incredibly dangerous missions back into the South. And her tactics, they were just brilliant. For instance, she often left on Saturday nights. Why? Because runaway notices wouldn't get published in the newspapers until Monday morning, giving her a critical head start. She used disguises, she navigated by the North Star, and she had this deep knowledge of the land, the plants, the animals, to survive. She even set up secret communication routes with sailors to gather intelligence. I mean, this is some high-level tactical stuff. You know, her own words really capture her success best. She famously said, "I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger." A perfect mission record. Just think about that for a second. 0 mistakes on missions where a single mistake could have been fatal. But even with that perfect record, things were about to get a whole lot harder. As if these missions weren't dangerous enough already, the entire situation was about to change, making every single trip even riskier. This timeline shows you exactly what happened. So in 1849, Harriet escapes to freedom herself. Amazing. But just 1 year later, in 1850, a new law called the Fugitive Slave Law gets passed. And this was a total game changer. It forced her to adapt her entire strategy and extend the escape route all the way to Canada. So what did this law actually mean? It was simple, and it was devastating. There were no more safe zones anywhere in the United States. Even if you made it to the northern states, you could be captured and sent back south. The danger was literally everywhere. And because she was so good at what she did, a huge bounty was placed on her head, which makes her decision to keep going back just all the more incredible. But all of this experience, it was basically training for her biggest mission yet. During the Civil War, Harriet Tubman would become a leader of a secret military mission. That's right. She wasn't just helping out on the side. She was an official spy, a scout, and a military leader for the Union Army. She took all those skills she perfected on the Underground Railroad and put them to use on a national stage. And this is where her genius as a planner just shines. Let's look at the plan for the Combahee River raid. Okay, step 1, the spy team. Harriet and 9 scouts go behind enemy lines to map the river and find hidden enemy traps. Step 2, the secret message. She gets word to the enslaved people on the plantations, telling them to be ready for rescue. Step 3, the raid itself. On June 2nd, 1863, 3 Union ships sail up that river, using her intelligence to avoid every single danger. And finally, step 4, mission success. The raid was a huge victory, achieving every single one of its objectives. And just how big of a victory was it? In that one single raid, she helped free more than 700 people. 700. And now for another incredible number. How many women in U.S. history planned and led a military raid like this during the Civil War? Just one, Harriet Tubman. You know, maybe the best proof of her skill comes from the enemy's own report after the raid. They admitted that the Union ships were, and I'm quoting here, well guided by persons thoroughly acquainted with the river and country. Even they knew they had been completely outsmarted by an expert. So after all of this, how was this incredible planner and leader remembered? Let's take a quick look at her legacy. Well, her leadership was recognized in so many ways. Her Combahee River raid made her the first woman in U.S. history to lead a military assault. After the war, she didn't stop fighting. She campaigned for women's right to vote. For her service, she was eventually granted a veteran's pension. And when she died, she was buried with full military honors, a true commander to the very end. Ultimately, Harriet Tubman's story is proof that one brilliant, brave, and determined commander can absolutely change the course of history. And, it leaves us with a pretty powerful question. What will your mission be?